good as GTA Vice City is, and it is great, it would be absolutely nothing without its soundtrack. I mean, it's probably, in my opinion, got the best soundtrack in the history of gaming. I mean, surely, come on. I mean, if the 80s were the decade, right, that good taste forgot, then Vice City seriously went to town on it, because the music on that game just screams with guilty pleasures. It's like a Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park, it's all nice and pretty until it starts yelling and spitting stuff in your face, I mean, can you imagine, right? There you are, in a loud Hawaiian shirt, trying to evade the cops, with Luther Vandross blaring out the radio. Never too much, yes, right? It really doesn't get much better than that. I mean, I think at the time of its release, if I remember rightly, I think GTA Vice City had the largest collection of licensed tracks in the history of video games. So we really were sport for choice. I mean, what's telling is that kids of our generation who normally would rather take a crowbar to High FM than listen to a flock of seagulls now stroll around thinking it's gangster, all because of GTA in it, which is quaint, if nothing else. Actually, Flash FM is a bit like listening to my local radio station, but without the luxury of being able to run over pedestrians to desensitise you from the whole mind-numbing awfulness of it,
If nobody understands you, we do. Flash FM, music for the me generation. Flash FM. If it's popular, we do it. Flash FM. Totally awesome.
But don't get me wrong, GTA's music is brilliant. The soundtrack fits perfectly with the world of Vice City. If you want to immerse yourself in an open world environment like that, setting it in the 1980s, then it's no good doing it half-assed. The music had to sum up the era, and it does that in spades. Exploring the world of Vice City is, it's like stepping into a wardrobe and finding yourself in Narnia. In that scenario, the music on Vice City is a bit like the Turkish delight that the kid gets offered. It's sweet, it's a little bit sickly, but it really gives you a taste for wanting to explore that world a little bit more. From the moment you step into a car, you'll get Flash FM drip feeding you anything from cheesy new wave trash like Hall & Oates, say, Video Killed the Radio Star, to soulful tripe like Lionel Richie, And I tell you, nothing quite beats throwing a Molotov cocktail on the dance floor in the Malibu bar to the sound of the Pointer Sisters. After all, that's what the 80s were about, wasn't it?
What is this madness that makes my motor run?
Of course, there were other radio stations on Vice City. There were lots. You've got V-Rock, obviously, for the more discerning mass murderer. Because there's nothing quite like doing drive-by shootings to the sound of Twisted Sister, is there? And I'm no metalhead, but taking a nighttime joyride along Ocean Beach to Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon does really, take some beating, that's for sure, Looking back on it now, it's amazing, really, how they managed to pull it off, you know, at Rockstar. Vice City had loads of radio stations for you to choose from, you know, with lots of licensed music. Every base is covered, every genre. You even had Wild Style, full of actually quite decent old school hip hop, like Grandmaster Flash and Run DMC. You had Latin jazz on Esperanto. It's actually quite clear that the whole listening experience is meant to be just as satirical as the game itself, with spoof adverts, hilarious DJs, you know, and bizarre dialogue. You know, it's just ace. It really is.
He was just the boy next door.
Hi, well, hello there, Danny. I didn't know it was hockey season.
Hey, can I borrow a knife?
A deadly curse, a deranged killer, a small town in tears. Knife After Dark, rated R for retarded.
Did you forget your driving?
I mean, I think Wave 103 is pretty fun, full of new wave stuff like Gary Newman, Spandau Ballet, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And Fever is a blast of disco nonsense, you know, just barrel scraping funk with laughable R&B and soul cuts like Rick James, he of Super Freaky fame. You know, we can blame him for MC Hammer, you know. Personally, I'm a closet fan of Immersion 98.3. You know me, I'm all about listening to soft rock in a soft top, you know, cruising along to Toto's Africa, Foreigner, REO Speedwagon, Mr. You know, take these broken wings, Cutting Crew, I died in your arms tonight, you know, and Missing You by John Waite. You know, do you remember that? That's just like pure bad karaoke fodder. Musically, I don't think GTA has ever quite matched the musical heights of Vice City. Vice City arguably did for video game soundtracks what Pulp Fiction did for movie soundtracks. You know, it just smashed it. They even brought out a 7-disc box set, I think, of all the songs for about 25 quid at the time. And I think it did become a bestseller, you know, so I don't know if they sold hypodermic needles with it so you can, you know, syringe your ears afterwards after listening to so much dreadful synth pop and hits by Wacko Jacko. But what other games other than GTA can boast that, eh? You know, as a soundtrack, you know, Vice City is the tops for me. It's so cheesy, it's practically a Ploughman's. And who doesn't enjoy Ploughman's? Cheers.